What up, Mad Lads? This is a new game we're doing, Disaster Report. Well, new test. On the PS2, I was going through random PS2 games, and I was like, what game will I play after Blood Will Tell? And I saw this was published by AgeTec, which is the same company that did Kuon, and I really, really hated Kuon. So let's see what we think about this one. So while you're watching this game, one thing I want you to keep in mind is that this game literally has 3 sequels. Now, they're obviously not all published by AgeTec, and in fact, I think the newest one that just came out is by Xseed? Or no, it's NIS America. I think it's NIS America.
Yeah, any weird Japanese.
But just imagine, while you're watching this game, imagine that there are... it took 15 years, but there are 3 sequels to this game.
I'm looking forward to my new life here. But the train from Airport Island never got me to Capital City.
I'm sure this game is going to be incredibly Japanese.
I wouldn't even say it's incredibly Japanese. Although the cities do look like they would be, like, based off, you know, maybe Japanese cities. Kinda, I don't know. Yeah, I started playing this game randomly, and just because of, look up the cover art for this game, it is, like, kind of nothing of how the game actually is, and I was like, oh, look at this.
Here is a disaster report update. A massive earthquake has struck Capital City just after noon yesterday.
Oh, get ready for all the voice acting.
I'm sure the budget was huge. Not been confirmed, but Capital City has suffered extensive damage. Up to 2,000 people are missing or dead. The epicenter of the quake was Capital City itself. Strong aftershocks continue to hit Capital City, making rescue attempts very difficult.
Capital City.
I did not press start, by the way. That literally was just like, didn't even let her say dangerous.
I'm the guy with the cane.
I like how they said just after noon, and clearly it's just after 1. Like, just after noon, 1:15 p.m. Officer, when did you see that? Or the officer says, when did you see that guy? Just after noon. Oh wait, it was 1:30. So yeah, this goes on for a little too long. I remember watching this yesterday, and I thought that I was controlling it, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm not controlling it. I also like how this game, and all I saw from Disaster Report 4 is that it's very Japanese, like NIS America, Xseed level, Disgaea level, like super over the top, like Japanese. Whereas this, I don't feel has any of that anime kind of look with it. So you play as this guy, the most generic guy ever in the history of mankind. I just played this yesterday, and I forget his name.
I was expecting this game to be a little bit more lighthearted, because there's a game called Work Time Fun that's on the PSP and maybe something else that... I don't know, like, I don't know anything about this game, but Spencer told me about this, and I was like, oh, it's probably going to be, like, work time fun, but no.
It is not.
It's, like, a lot more grounded than I was expecting.
I want to say that its biggest... I want to say it's more Prince of Persia than anything. Now, I'm not saying it's Prince of Persia, but I'm saying it's the general feel. You'll kind of get it. It's kind of like a mixture between, what's just a purely survival game? Why is there no one around? I wonder.
Oh my god, the frame rate.
Oh, just you wait.
Or just how weird it runs.
Oh, did I already forget the first? Okay. Sorry, I mostly have this game like I know what to do, but sometimes there's just parts where I'm like, where am I going? Yeah, this game, oh boy, it's frame rate sometimes, my friends. It is not YouTube, it is not your phone, it is not whatever, it is this game running at 2 frames per second sometimes. What might literally be less than 5 frames per second. Like, we joke sometimes, but like, oh boy. That being said, like, so far, I'm about an hour in. I usually do it where I'll, like, practice what I'm gonna do for LPs, and then just the next time just practice again, so I don't get too far ahead. But I'm oddly enjoying it, and I don't know why. But yeah, I say Prince of Persia because a lot of it is platforming, and then whatever, like... Oh, it would have helped to watch that cutscene yesterday, because at first I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Like, I couldn't figure out where I was going. at first, and then I found that, and it would have helped to actually watch this cutscene and
How
not
are
have
you?
been like...
Well, the cutscene doesn't really elaborate on what that is or if it's your objective. It's just a thing that drops on a car.
Okay. Focusing. So this game is unbelievably weird, and it's just a perfect game for me to do, especially with the last couple years, how I've just been doing, like, weird games. There's no soundtrack that I know of. Like, the whole game is, like, ambience. Maybe there was a soundtrack on, like, that first cutscene, but, like, I don't really know of any specific, you know, soundtrack to it. So, like I said, it's a lot of just, like, noises and ambience. It almost reminds me of... It's funny, because Trevor was like, are you doing Echo Knight when I said it's a random PS2 game? And it's almost like a third-person Echo Knight, in terms of, like... It's very much an exploration-adventure game, but it's also survival. So, up the upper left-hand side of the screen, you see HP, pretty obvious. QP is actually your water, and boy, let me tell you, this dude... Sometimes, by the way, I don't think you can avoid, like, being, like, hurt. Like, it's very minor, but sometimes stuff will just fall around you, and you're like, oh, okay.
This guy needs to hydrate every 5 seconds.
Literally. So that's gonna be a thing. Where this dude's like, oh man, boy am I thirsty. I think once your hydration goes down, you just very, very slowly start losing life. So you're gonna find just faucets everywhere. Whew, I needed that. Oh, that is not right.
By the way, we were just talking about, we just finished Blood Will Tell, and I was kind of saying about how the PS2 is such an amazing system because weird games can exist on it that have, like, small but moderate budgets, and, like, this is just another example of things that are on the PS2.
It would not have existed on really any other system, especially as, like, a physical release. I realize that nowadays a lot of stuff could have, like, so... Cool. Yep, cool. Awesome. So we actually did survive there. So... It's, this is important. It's showing you a note scribbled by a rescue member of the team. Writing looks rushed. Evacuate to the north. We're still working in this area. It's too dangerous to remain on the bridge. Please hurry. The owner of the restaurant gave us their permission to enter their establishment if needed. Feel free to take anything that might be of use. The key to the door is kept by the potted plant. Good luck. So even though if you knew where the thing was, you could not get it because you wouldn't find that note. Because essentially, it's a way of making sure you have a backpack because you need a backpack.
Okay, I was about to ask, like,
how jumping works.
Yeah, it looks like it's Zelda. Where
it's
like
Zelda.
It's
literally Zelda. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the first time I was like looking around, and I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, this is not what I expected out of this game at all.
Right?
I expected something very Japanese humor, where they took something like this and made it funny.
No, it like very takes itself seriously. So we're gonna get this key. Take item, yes, thank you. I guess I'm gonna get a couple more items before I show you the how the inventory works.
Mm-hmm.
Use that key, boy. Do I seriously?
Also, the glass is broken.
Well, I guess I'll show you right now. So you see here, you have like a certain amount of like 3D space, almost like Resident Evil 4, except for like in 3D.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
And you get bigger backpacks as you go on. And so far, in the hour or so that I've played, I've not come even close to like running out of space. Maybe it'll be a thing later. Another very interesting to note, and again, at least for as far as I've played, there are no enemies. The world is your enemy, essentially. Stuff like that, where you're just walking. Sometimes it's really trial and error, because... There you go, like that. Like, if I would have kept running, I would have just died.
Yeah, if there was enemies, it'd just be dumb and take yourself out of it.
Another kind of example I would say that this game kind of reminds me of, and I know it's a stretch, I get it, but is Enslaved Odyssey to the West. I'm like very much reminded of it because of like I guess almost the post-apocalyptic kind of thing. I know this isn't post-apocalypse, but like that general like feel. So I almost think of it as like Oh, and you can fill water bottles.
Beep.
Oh, I guess it's filled already.
Yeah, looks like it.
I guess I picked up a water bottle and it was filled. Mmm, delicious. So yeah, you are a thirsty lad.
Yeah, like.
Now for an updated earthquake damage report. The earthquake that rocked Stiver Island just past noon yesterday is still creating aftershocks around the area. All routes in and out of the island have been cut off, and many citizens are still trapped in or around Capital City. Rescue operations
Do you like Capital
began
City?
in the southwestern region where
big
flooding was
town.
the
Just
most
call it
severe.
that.
What's more generic,
Thankfully,
Capital City
it
or
seems that
Station
the
Square?
operations are going smoothly
I think Capital
without
City is way more because
major
it's even on The
incidents. As
Simpsons.
more news comes
Is it
in,
actually?
we
Yeah,
will keep
that's
you
where
updated.
that's like the big city
Up
near them
next,
is Capital
our
City.
Special report:
Oh, yeah.
video games and violence.
Yikes.
Meta.
Has it been that long? So one of the things I really like about this game is those arrows that tell you, I can use this as a water container, that tell you when items are there. I love that. I know it's kind of gimmicky and kind of like schmaltzy, I guess is the best word of putting it.
Yeah, but that one item that was on the floor was literally
I
invisible.
never would have
without
seen it. Yeah, I never would have seen it. I kind of forget what I do here. Oh, I climb out here, that's right. So there's very few items that you absolutely need. Most of them just like water bottles and like you can find a bunch of. If you look on the bottom right, you'll see that there's a compass, and you find like I think there's like 40 compasses you can find. And I'm just here to beat the game. I'm not here to complete anything.
But PS2 trophies, bro.
But my trophies. But you see that like little tiny thing. You can actually change it a lot, and it's kind of cute.
There's a pretty cool premise to start this on a bridge.
Yep. And it changes pretty quick. Some of the stuff is time sensitive, where you just like want to keep running at 2 frames per second.
Some of the effects for the PS2 are pretty, obviously it's bad because it's tanking the frame rate, but like that like motion blur, and like it almost looks like it's blurring the colors together, is pretty ahead of its time.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I don't know when this game came out, probably like
2003.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's pretty impressive.
I wanted to go down, bro. Okay, thanks for going very slowly. You can also, I was gonna say you might have seen it there, but you didn't. You take damage if you fall, obviously. Okay. There's no way to get up there, right?
What? Just jump. You dumb idiot. Use your hands.
Right, but the reason you can't get up there is very important.
Yeah, just go in that weird truck. Oh.
Yeah, like, and some of the physics is pretty cool too. Like when you were on that car and it started to like. I'm gonna.
Okay, how's our water here? Oh, big bottle boy.
Yeah, baby. we are. This game should just be called Hydration the Game, because like I've been like literally 2 minutes since I drank, and he's like, oh man, I'm almost quenched,
Like,
bro.
I understand that exerting yourself, especially if you're like not trained, can deplete a lot of your resources pretty quickly. But like even if you're in like Africa in the middle of summer, you're not gonna start being like, I need a drink after 2 minutes.
So this took me a while to figure out. You find this rope. Oh, never mind. And you die. Well, you get to see the game over screen. We are going to be seeing that a lot, folks. Here's the good news. Continues are like essentially very, very kind.
Oh, so this is kind of like Heart of Darkness or
You know what? That's a good point. Yeah. So I want to be faster.
I always forget the name of the one that's more famous that came out before Heart of Darkness on the SNES.
Out of This World?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's essentially like a trial and error a lot of times, and if this game was like restart, oh, you know what? No, thank you. Let's take this nice and slow. If this game was like restart from last chapter checkpoint, I'd be like, yeah, I talk about that a lot, where I'm like, make one change to a game and make it unplayable. If this game was like, every time you died was like, do you want to start the chapter over? The chapters are like 20-30 minutes long, and I'd be like, no. You know? Okay,
Yeah, you
so
should just go in there.
this
I didn't see this coming.
this took me a while to figure out. Where am I? Okay, what? Okay, good. So I kept walking over to this girl that's in here and just dying. And, because, like, it falls in. Do y'all want to see it? I know you want to see it. Let's do it.
Please, help me.
Let's do it. We're making good time so far. Hey, I'll help you.
No.
They should just use the Howie scream. Ah! Oh man, are you serious? Boo. Whatever.
Maybe the water things are the checkpoints?
You know, that could be, but they're so often that it really doesn't matter. Well, it was worth it, because I saw that plenty of times yesterday. Oh, I already have it. Cool. Well, good. I guess they start you at a place, but you get your items. So, yeah, clearly this game's budget is something. It exists. It probably had a comma, but certainly not 2 commas. Or I guess, if it had 2 commas, what were they doing?
It's just that the PS2 was such an exciting environment for games because the install base on the PS2 is insane, like 150 million or whatever it was. So like you have so many people that have a PS2, so even if you make the most obscure crap, there will probably be, even if it's like 0.01% of players buy the game, you're still going to be selling like a good amount of copies for a game like this.
Yeah.
And like game budgets weren't super inflated. You just make stuff. Be like, hey, well, I want to make this.
I just like how games like this could exist, whereas nowadays every game has just like, don't get me wrong, Last of Us 2, FF7, like FF7 Remake, you know, looks amazing. And it's very detailed and all that, but it's like, and is FF7 Remake a better game than this? Yes. In every way possible. But I like how a game like this can exist and not take years and years and years to make. And just,
I mean, FF7 was like, I don't know what a Square Enix budget is, but 100 million sounds like it might be like...
And double it for the marketing budget, you know? So, alright, so we saved girl. I forget her name. It's like something generic, like Julie or something like that.
Rachel. Ashley. Are you telling me that untrained guy just climbed up a rope with 2 people's worth of weight? 0 out of 10 unrealistic.
It's that adrenaline. Are you okay? Thumbs up, or whatever he did. I'm fine. Thank you, what's your name? Keith Helm. I work for a newspaper. Are you doing a report or something? Nah, I was just on my way to work. Not a big deal.
Oh.
In any case, thank you for saving me. I'm Karen Morris. Yeah, Keith and Karen. I'll forget this by next week. You're not hurt, are you? I'm a little shaken. Heard a helicopter's coming. I think I can walk. Please try not to run too much. So, they, like, hint at this being, like, a thing, like an escort mission, but as far as I can tell, it is not. So, when I first found it, I was like, oh my god, if this game's an escort mission, I'm not all that streetwise, but I think I can be of some help. So I guess
the X button near NPCs
to talk, yeah. So I guess she says some helpful stuff sometimes, but I haven't noticed it yet. We'll see. But yeah, I was like worried that it would be like a literally like Ashley from Resident Evil 4 or Otacon's sister from MGS2 kind of thing. And yeah, now obviously since I have this girl, I can continue on.
Why did he just
I
spoke?
could go up and look around for something.
How?
Well, can I stand on your back?
Me?
I like how she did the Japanese like bow move.
Yeah.
Can I stand on your back, senpai?
I'm sorry.
She does not have shoes on.
She does not.
That has to be frustrating in this situation.
Okay, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
And at this point, I was like, oh, you play as the girl? No.
She's dead.
Where is she?
Keith, everyone in this game kind of low-key sucks, but you're like, what?
She wouldn't.
She wouldn't leave, would she?
Hey, sorry. Did you wait long? This rope was heavy and it took time to tie it.
Thanks, girl.
Thanks for the hand.
No problem. It's the least I could do. Oh no. I wonder if the mainland is okay.
Do you think it's okay, Karen, honey?
Let's get moving.
All right.
Oh, I think that's the end of the first chapter. I count chapters as where you get an automatic save point. Which again is generally about 15-20 minutes. How are we on real life time? Okay, we're still good. Yo, nah, they're not even Japanese. Well, no, not really.
The guy on the bottom left might be...
Well, I just meant like how they look. They're not like...
Oh no, spoilers! Guy on the bottom left, didn't see him yet.
Oh no! Yeah, so that 2 hours and 2 minutes, a lot of that was me figuring out what's going on. So I'm very curious how long it'll take me to get to, even if I get to that spot. Another disaster report update.
Hey! Over here! Help us!
Oh, Karen.
Ah!
Wait, she has shoes on now?
I guess now. It definitely sounds like it.
Yeah, I guess she took them off to, like, climb on his back, I guess.
How courteous.
Well,
Best
if someone had to climb on my back and they were wearing, like, heels, I'd be like, please. Please no heels. Well, the good news in a situation like this is it's like...
He's just like, what?
There's still hope.
There's still hope.
Yeah, very encouraging.
I know.
Like, the good news is, like, in a situation like this, like, okay, it's bad, but it's not like zombies everywhere. There would be plenty of food. Like, you wouldn't be like, we're gonna starve, you know what I mean? Like, that wouldn't happen.
Slow down.
Cool.
What's happening? We're supposed to go? Okay.
Yes. What am I forgetting?
What are you forgetting? I think you can make that jump.
Certainly cannot. What am I forgetting? I just did this yesterday. I guess I'll walk up.
Use the rope.
No, that's not what it is.
Karen.
Because I think if you walk up here, he's like, hello, cutscene, or I'm sorry, camera. Oh, here it is. Okay. I guess if you go too far, then it's like, he's like, I can't return that way. It's unsafe. But if you walk down here, it's totally safe. But yeah, like of all like terrible situations to be in, really not the worst, all things considered. You know.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a lot scarier being in this city because, like, something like a skyscraper could fall over.
Yeah, well, that's definitely true.
But, yeah.
But it's also, like, I'm thinking about it like, okay, it's not a tornado where it's, like, currently going through.
Yeah, tornado, it could be a tidal wave.
It's not, like an army invading the city and killing everyone. Look, my uncle gave me this. Isn't this date wrong? What? If the ticket was for yesterday, then the date should be the 21st. It says boarding date June 20th on the ticket. Huh? How did that happen? It took me so long to pack. Oh no. What's wrong? I forgot about my dog. I left him with my neighbor to watch while I was gone. I hope he is okay. Ah.
Very important information.
Ooh boy.
My dog! Hey lady, mind focusing on surviving? Whoa.
So gauze helps you heal. Hello.
Now for a Stiver Island earthquake.
Stiver Island earthquake
The government
update.
announced it was a magnitude 6.0.
That is a big
the damage,
earthquake.
however, is much more severe than that. Many experts have their own theories and are questioning the government press release. Rescue operations are being conducted without trouble, and about 280 citizens have been rescued thus far.
I love that lady.
So, Earthquake is stronger than 6.0, and they just dumped something about the date being wrong, so it's going to be an anime plot.
Hi, hello, thank you.
Game had no idea what to do.
I can't tell you how hard it is to
Look right.
look right.
Yo.
So you like get
you get like stuff to equip?
you get stuff to equip, and they like degrade over time.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, they degrade over time.
What, is it for like touching barbed wire or something?
No, it's just for like climbing.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess that makes sense.
definitely interesting. We'll find other stuff during this part as well. Okay, so this is actually something I need. I also like there's lots of things I actually like about this game. I feel like
What are you, Gordon Freeman? That's my joke for the part.
I feel like if you tune in, you'd be like, Spencer's gonna complain about this game a lot, and it's like I'm not
Let
really.
me see the map.
Like,
Whoa,
as
Karen's in command.
In this area,
What is this,
I
Silent
know.
Hill?
I think there was a convenience store here.
I cannot read that.
That's it.
I think it's that pink mark she left.
Okay. I didn't
think
know if there's like
so.
words on it. It's like.
Luckily, I just
Tiniest
either figure it out myself or okay, good. Or